Right, watch this. What? This lens is hot. Oh, it's hot. It is so hot, it might burn you. In fact, I've been filming everyday stuff with this lens. Outside, and I love Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars. Just everyday stuff. My family, Mia and Oscar, and just taking photos, you know, just normal, everyday stuff. Which I like doing because it's stuff that I do every day. And I like seeing how it works in those situations. I mean, I used to be a fashion and portrait photographer, so I know this lens is good for portraits, but what else is it good for? Here's Tomek, he ran past me. I thought, that guy will be excellent for a focus test. So look how nicely it's keeping focus. A tram coming at me pretty fast. Another great focus test. It's a nice lens, but it's very heavy to take around, walk around town with. It's a big heavy lens, so be wary of that. But if you want a really sharp long lens for filming a lot of family and interesting stuff, this is it. Let's quickly talk about the specs. This is a Viltrox Lab 135mm f1.8 lens, and it comes in at $899. I have it for the Sony E. They might make different mounts. It goes from f1.8 to f16, 1,235 grams, 11 aperture blades, 9 elements in 14 groups. That's why it's so heavy. It takes 82mm filters, that's good. It has a 72mm minimum focus, magnesium alloy body, multi-layered nano coating, hyper VCM AF motor, so it's 100 milliseconds near to far speed. It is weather sealed, so you could, you know, take it where you want. It's got a mini screen which is customizable, FM buttons, AF/MF switch, aperture that clicks on and off, USB-C firmware updates, and minimal focus breathing. So today we are talking about the Viltrox 135mm f1.8 Lab Series lens. It's right here. You get a nice sun hood with kind of, you know, a black material inside. It's like a black felt, so it doesn't reflect. You get a nice carrying case, and you get the lens itself. Now this is a very big lens. I don't want to talk too much about this. I want to show you what I've done, what it looks like, you know, everyday stuff, so you can get an idea of what this looks like. Spoiler alert, it's absolutely incredible, especially for $899. So the focus ring, a nice amount of resistance, If you declick the aperture, because it is declickable, another nice amount of resistance. You click it back on. Fancy. We have an AF/MF switch, which is really good. Clicking that on and off allows you to use it manually, or an autofocus. If you use it manually, you can actually use the buttons right here, which are programmed to go from A to B point, so racking focus. It works really nicely, in fact. We have a limiter, so 1.5 meters to infinity, 0.7 meters to 2 meters, or full. We have 82mm filters. I'm sure I've said all of this. The back of it has a nice rubber gasket, a very nice rubber gasket, so you don't have to worry about using it, you know, in the rain and stuff. USB-C for upgrades, and that's really about it. It just feels like a really well put together lens, and it's not a lens that you want to walk around with all the time. I would consider it more of a studio lens for taking portraits, but you can do, and that's what I did. I put it on my neck and walked around town with it for the last, I don't know, 3 months actually. And using it for that time, I can tell you this is no doubt one of the most beautiful lenses I own. And I can in fact say that for just about every single Viltrox lens. I can recommend them to everybody. Fantastic lenses. I've been with them for about 5-6 years. And they are incredible, especially when it comes to image quality, sharpness, speed when it comes to autofocus, and above all, breathing. Focus breathing on the Viltrox lenses outperforms the Sony lenses in just about every single case that I've tried. So yeah, that's this lens. Oh, it has a little screen where you can put your own logo on. It's a color screen, so actually I'll put photos of my children on there, which is pretty cool. You can put on your own logo, whatever you want to do. This little screen comes in really handy. It's nice just to have that there. As for focus breathing, I don't feel this lens has much focus breathing, even though it's quite hard to tell because everything is out of focus. But yeah, it seems pretty clean. Now, if you're wondering how I'm getting these shots so perfect, right, so if we switch from autofocus to manual focus, we now have A and B points. So by pressing this button on the side, we can go from the road to the shelves, back to the road really nicely and smoothly. So basically this is racking your focus, yeah? Now say if we want to go back to B, and we want B to be at the ball. So we put it at the ball, more or less, hold and press B, and now it's going to go from road to the ball. That is how simple it is, and it works very, very precisely and nicely. So, faces, in and out of focus, how quickly does it catch eye autofocus? I would say for a 135mm lens, it's pretty damn fast. I mean, it catches me wherever I am, basically instantly. And I think it does a much better job than some 50mm lens or 85mm lenses, so it's incredibly fast. Amazing what Viltrox has done with this. And if we, mix it up and give it a little bit of a backlighting, look at this. It has absolutely no problem keeping focus for me. Some lenses would start pumping right here, but yeah, it really catches on. By the way, I'm using the Sony ZV-E1, if you're interested what camera it's on. Right, so bokeh balls. They're pretty damn round on this lens. Vignetting. This is 1.8. 2.8. 5.6. F16. Now, you can see that the vignetting does come and go here. In the middle at 5.6, it really is best. If we look at the sharpness tests in the corner, this is 1.8, 2.8, 5.6, and 16. So actually between 2.8 and 5.6, it looks pretty damn clean. In the middle, they're all basically going to be sharp. I wouldn't really worry about the sharpness on this because, as you can see, it is pretty sharp all around, especially if we drop it down a little bit. But I guess most of you buying this lens are going to be using it at f1.8. Alright, let's go all the way to the beginning. As you can see, this lens is horrifically, and I mean horrifically sharp. This is a basically razor blade lens, and it's got a thin streak, see, right across there. It really does isolate your subject, and if you just look at the sharpness on this, I mean, this is just, that's what, 280%, let's go back to 100. It's extremely, extremely nice. So for example, the focus was at infinity, and you can see people very far away from me are still out of focus. They got a nice kind of, out of focus look to them. It is a razor sharp lens. I mean, look at this. Look at that. Doesn't that look like something out of Manhattan? Except it's not. It's Wooch. And if we zoom in, we can almost see the whiskers on that pigeon. Do pigeons have whiskers? And everything just seems ridiculously sharp on this lens. No matter where you are, it looks really nice. So if we go back here, there really isn't too much chromatic aberration going on. I can't really see too much going on. I mean, if you're in Lightroom, you basically can go to manual and you can defringe everything yourself if you feel the need to do that. It's almost a macro lens if you're close up, because this is like 72 centimeters, so this is super close, and it looks really nice. Another shot where I have infinity focus and people, walking by. This is the unicorn's stable in Wooch, and here is my daughter Mia. It's as you can see, you can, the focus is insane. So this is close up, and her eye, which was really blue once, it's starting to go a little bit yellowy, kind of green in the middle. It looks absolutely fantastic. I love shooting portraits on this, but they almost seem a little bit too easy. If we look at this photo of the building, I mean, those lines are razor sharp. Everything is ridiculously razor sharp. My daughter, again, just looks absolutely fantastic with this lens. Just the fall off on the focus is so
buttery. It's incredible. I mean, even looking at this little tree, look at it, just the cutout, isn't it? It looks like it's been almost glued in to that shot. Sylvia holding a cup. It's very, very, just absolutely macro-like focus. There's Oscar. There's Oscar. He's fantastic. He was just eating something, obviously. That's actually more like Oscar. There's more like Oscar. Just the focus is fantastic. It is razor sharp on the eyes. It really is. Catches on extremely quickly, and it just locks on. There's Sylvia looking absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I love how it does lock on. Here's me just doing some thumbnails, Mia being herself, just everyday stuff, me taking photos. I've just chosen a few for you here so you guys can have a look. Copenhagen Tuborg, my very good friend Alan used to drink this, and he's from Copenhagen actually. Like I said, everyday photos, just walking around, seeing how this works, how it reacts in everyday situations. That is a shot of my shoe, and it's pretty high up, as high up as I can get it so I can see the screen, and that's how close it gets. So you can imagine just how long this lens is. That's Wooch right there. That's Wooch. Oscar playing with his Batman car. Funny enough, Mia has the same one, but Oscar wanted one as well, so he had to get one. It just looks, just look at that. I mean, I'm standing about 4 meters away from this window, and everything behind it is just beautifully out of focus. We measure the kids all the time, so Oscar's standing next to his measurement. Yeah, just everyday stuff. And like I said, if you're close up, the macroness of this lens is incredible. For 135mm being able to get to 72 centimeters is fantastic. I just love how it isolates the subject. Sylvia's perfume, I'm just kind of, just going around testing everyday stuff, and Mia just looks absolutely amazing. I mean, the portraits look incredible. However, just a fun fact for you, my favorite portrait lens isn't 135mm, it's 35mm, but I still do love the look this lens gets. It's just absolutely incredible. Oscar's Superman toy, just grabbing some shots of some flowers, I mean, it's nice for a lens like this. Some of my photographic albums, just look at that. I mean, detail of that shot is insane, and how everything else just falls apart. More Superman. It blows me away how it can really just this slither of focus right there, and everything is just buttery apart from it. It does a really nice job. Just like, this is us having breakfast in the morning. My toy cars, these are all 1/64ths. And, oh, there's a nice setup. I'd love to see these three guys in a film together. It just does a really, really beautiful job of getting everything isolated. So this is 72 centimeters on a little Hot Wheels car. And, it's incredible. Just look at this slither here of focus going through this, cutting through the image. Absolutely fantastic lens.
So that is the Viltrox 135mm f1.8 Lab Series lens in a nutshell. I think it's an absolutely superb lens. For portraits, it is breathtakingly beautiful, but which Viltrox lens isn't? I love using them all for portraits, and like I said, my favorite is the 35mm f1.8 from Viltrox. Absolutely stunning portrait lens. You're actually looking at the 24mm f1.8, which I've been using as my talking head lens for a few years. It's right there. You're looking at it. I've been using it, and I absolutely love this lens. And yeah, any questions, comments down below. All links are down below. If you did like my video, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.